Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are live. Welcome to this week's My Wednesday Comics. My name is Rocky Ballesteros, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys today, celebrating. Is it really celebrating? Celebrating. New comics coming out this week. And boy, do we have quite a range of books that have between the new weeklies that I was expecting to come out this week, and some back issues that I ran across. So one of the stores that I visit usually on a weekly basis is a store called Comics Experience. You guys have seen the trailer before if you've been here around, and I actually put the trailer at the start of this stream. And Comics Experience, I think it's every February, if I'm not mistaken, does a customer appreciation month. And so this February, they are doing it. And so every day of the week, they have a different deal, a different way of appreciating their customers. Last Wednesday when I went, they had free bags and boards for any new books that you buy, which is awesome. Always awesome to have stuff like that. And then this week, today, they had 50% off sale books, which their sale books are usually already 50% off cover price. So it was like double savings. And some books that I would normally pass over on the sale rack, I decided to get because I was like, how can I beat 50% off 50%? So got a couple good books out of that. We'll share. And as I had mentioned on my stream last night when I was doing my master study, the Steranko master study last night, which was a lot of fun and a lot of you guys were there, I had mentioned that today we're also going to include an unboxing because I got a package in the mail a couple days ago and I have not opened that box yet. I think I know what it is. And I'm really excited to unbox it. So hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, and if it is what I think it is, I think it might be a bande dessinée. So hopefully Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, the resident bande dessinée flag waver, will show up to experience that. Maybe I'll save it till a little later to give him a time to get in here. So if any of you guys know him and communicate with him outside of YouTube, tell him to get his butt in here because he's always saying bande dessinée, bande dessinée, bande dessinée, which is the French term for graphic novel. I don't know if it's a literal translation. I should know this. If it's a literal translation of graphic novel, but it is what they call their graphic novels in French and in Europe, pretty much. It's either bande dessinée or they say BD sometimes for short. So I know he's a big fan of that stuff, and I believe that this one will fit into that category. So can't wait to open that. But yesterday evening did a late stream, a master study stream on that Steranko piece. I saw that Timmy Mello popped in here, and he said he was swamped yesterday, so he couldn't catch the master study or Sean's stream. No problem, Timmy Mello. I'm so glad you're here right now. Oh, Timmy Mello, we got to give you one of these.
And the Guardians are headed to October.
That's right. We're nowhere near October, but maybe it'll happen again this year. But I do want to give my props out to the numero uno first person in chat. My friend Katie was here.
Say cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
No. A cup of tea.
Sorry, I'm seeing this piece of lint. I might look like a cat, like reaching for the, but there's this like piece of lint that keeps flying around. But Katie, so good to see you. Saw you for the first time in a while yesterday on the Master Study stream. I think you were up late and popped in, but I'm so glad to see you again. Glad to see you kind of making your rounds back into the YouTube world. But everybody needs a break from time to time. Glad you got that break. Hope it was refreshing and a good time stepping away from this world of streaming. But I'm so glad to see you again. Just to play that clip. Comrade Sammy is here. She was here last night. Comrade Sammy, hope you had a great night's rest after that stream. You guys are all up in what we would call, what Emo Trash called the witching hour. We did hit that witching hour for the East Coast, but always good to see you, Comrade Sammy. And she gave me a link to a channel called CoffeeZilla, which I've never heard of before, but sounds awesome. I'll check it out. I was hoping that it was a channel that just spoke about coffee, which would, you know what? I've never done a search for like coffee YouTube channels, but I bet you they're out there. And I'm not a huge coffee connoisseur, but I can imagine it'd be really really fascinating to watch. So, but I'll check out CoffeeZilla too. He doesn't talk about coffee. And the other question I was going to ask you in the chat was, does he talk about Godzilla? Hence CoffeeZilla, but I doubt he does. It doesn't seem like he does. So anyway, I will, after the stream, maybe look and take a peek and see what CoffeeZilla does. Sounds interesting. Timmy Mello, we said hello already. Oh, Comrade Sammy, I didn't give you this. Jeez. Or did I? I don't think I did. I'm off my mark here. But Comrade Sammy says, you might not see the others for a bit as they're all in Granny's live stream. Well, she's got more weight than I do. More pull. But that's okay. People can pop in here and there. They can lurk like this dude, Cranberry Langers.
This is a cranberry full of power.
He said he's lurking. So that's cool, Cranberry Langers. Great to see you. Thank you for coming yesterday for a little bit, and good to see you now. Celebrating making it halfway through the week. That's right. Hump Day, Wednesday. And we met a new guy yesterday in the chat, Jeffrey Beats. And he said he's from Australia, and he said that they get their comics on Wednesdays too. So it must be a thing. I also went to Amazing Fantasy this morning, Frank's shop, the other trailer that I played at the beginning of this stream. And he was talking with another customer about Diamond and that whole mess of them declaring bankruptcy. And I guess there's I think I heard him say that April 1st might be the date that they have to figure out what's going to happen, or they're seriously going to close. So it's kind of crazy. It's made deliveries and distribution for comics. It's kind of broken it a little bit. And I know there's always late deliveries now, people missing books here and there. I don't know exactly who Diamond covers. I think people have jumped ship to other distributors. I didn't actually ask Frank. I should have asked him kind of the nitty gritty of all. But it sounds like a mess. So Shelby mentioned yesterday in the chat that there are people who are bidding to buy Diamond. So we'll see. But hope, just keep the comics as best you can coming on Wednesday, people. Don't disrupt the system too much. We need our comics. That sounds kind of ridiculous to ask for, but what would happen? What would happen if we didn't get our comics? I guess people would move to digital comics more, ordering online, I guess. I don't know. That'd be sad. That would be really sad. Comrade Sammy says, wow, Rocky gets a day where someone appreciates his addiction to comics. That's also great for Wednesdays. And your guys' addiction to comics too. I'm just assuming if I were talking about, I don't know, Napa cabbage and butterflies, you guys might not be here. So I'm assuming that your interest in comics brings you here as well. People saying, hey to Katie. Good to see her again. So great to see you again. I didn't get to sleep till about 4 or 5-ish. Oh, man. Oof, that's late. That's late. The Stranko piece looks great so far, by the way. Thank you, Cranberry Langers. Yeah, we are done. I just have a few little things to tighten up on that one, but pretty much done with the pencils on that beauty. And we're going to hit the inks. We're going to get into the inking stage on that one. So that's really exciting. It'll be another one to dive in deep on. And yeah, it's really exciting. I think I always kind of know what I might be learning from each one of these pieces, but this one, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll use a brush on here and here, but I have a feeling this one's going to surprise me. So I'm really excited to get into it, and there's so much good stuff for that page, and I think the finished page will look really great too. So very excited about that. Gojira. Is that a Godzilla villain? Sorry, I missed it. I would imagine he likes coffee even if he doesn't talk about it. Yeah, that's fair enough. Coffeezilla is a great name though. That is a great name. Yeah, that's a good name. That's a good name for like a coffee store maybe. I was always wondering if I were to start my own comic book store, which would never happen, but just say hypothetically, if you started your own comic book store, I always was running through my brain of like, what would be a cool name? Like, and most of the comic book stores I have that I visit, they all have kind of interesting names. I'm trying to think what's the coolest name of a store that I have gone to. I mean, Amazing Fantasy, I love that name. It's just, there's something classic about it, and it's like an older store, but sometimes they're so descriptive, like too descriptive, like Mission Comics. Like, I mean, it's cool, it's a great store, no knock on the store, but it's like, okay, it's a comic book store in the Mission District here. There's a store in the East Bay called Dr. Comics and Mr. Games. That's pretty cool. Comics Conspiracy is pretty cool. There's some cool names out there, but yeah, I always wonder that, like, what would I call the Invisible Jet Comics? That's kind of cool too. Yeah, there's all sorts of really names. Anyway, if you guys have a great name in mind or have visited a store that has a great name, pop it in the chat. I'd love to know. It's always fascinating to me, branding. How dare me? How dare I? How dare I? I don't even know what I did half the time. Timmy Mello says, my new Old Man Winter sketch profile picture hasn't translated fully. I love it. He's got a great expression and a funny hat it looks like he's wearing. It's funny. It's good. No nose, Timmy Mello, that character. Comrade Sammy says, I know very little about comics. I've had my I was just about to ask, didn't you bring that up like many moons ago? Your Sherlock comics? That's pretty much it. Wow. So then you're just here for what? For the company? That's so sweet. I appreciate that. Emo Trash. Somebody else here for the company, right? Emo Trash? Goodness, is that too loud? I'm going to turn those down a little bit. Welcome, Emo Trash. You were up super late. What time did you go to bed? Was it like Comrade Sammy, 4 or 5 in the morning? Can't even imagine. But good to see you again. Ditching Gothics for you. Take that, Gothics. Gothics is great. Oh, shoot. My trackpad battery. My computer just told me my trackpad battery is low. So that won't be good if it dies. Yeah, that's not good. 6%. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me try and plug this thing in. Wait, where did my plug go? That wouldn't be good if my trackpad battery went out. Let's see. I don't want you to... I'm going to have to cross in front of the camera. Okay, let me do this. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. There we go. I just didn't want to like stand up in front of the camera and then like, I don't know, a weird angle. But we're plugged in now, so we should be good. Darn backup trackpad battery. Rough Rider comics? Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. What What is that? Is that a reference to anything that I don't know about? Rough Rider. Might actually go get my Speedball ink this time. Do it. Get that Speedball ink. Did you find your nib? I have. Oh, I got Speedball ink recently. You guys know that I was pretty happy with how Winsor Newton ink goes, but I went to an art store, and they happen to have a sale on this ink, so I'm gonna try this. I think I'll try this on the Steranko. There you go, breaking news. We're gonna try the Speedball ink on the Steranko page. So do it, Emo Trash. Pull out that Speedball ink. Gojira is the Japanese pronunciation of Godzilla. Oh, okay. Same character. Gojira. So coffee, but Coffee Jira doesn't sound as good as CoffeeZilla, right? So kind of like the Godzilla. How dare you tell me to lurk, sir? All right. That's the old cartoonish sketch. The new one is grim, like winter over here. Oh boy. Do you guys have snow? There's supposed to be a big snowfall coming. We're going to get rain starting tonight. Not looking forward to that. Everybody like panics every time it rains in California. Like, we don't know what to do when it rains because it doesn't rain as often as other parts of the country. And so they always throw out these words. The news always throws out these words like atmospheric river or bomb cyclone or something like that. It's always very dramatic. And then it's just a lot of rain, and it's probably a fraction of what everybody else sees in the country. But yeah, people panic. So apparently an atmospheric river is supposed to come. I don't like big rain, so I'm not looking forward to heavy rain, but you know, it is what it is. We need it. We need the rain. Emo Trash says, I know even less about comics than Comrade Sammy. What kind of audience am I attracting here then? You would all miss me if I didn't show, so that's why I appear. It's true. It's true, Comrade Sammy. You have secured your place, your presence in the chat. What would we do? What would we do if you weren't here anymore? Glad I'm not the only one. I'm here because I can't leave Comrade Sammy to stir the pot by herself. There we go. So that's what we got. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. And probably best that everybody here is not a comics nerd, because then that would get really awkward really fast. One cool thing I did want to mention, that I kind of bookmarked this in my mind when I was at the store. You know, I'm probably one of the regulars that shows up every Wednesday, but I was just talking with Frank, and he was like, oh yeah, it's really quiet right now. And he said he doesn't get that many people. Like, I always imagine Wednesdays are like super busy. And he was like, it hasn't been for a little while. And probably some of that has to do with the economy, the city, whatever. But then like not more than like 10 minutes later, and I was the only one in the store. And then not more than like 10 minutes later, this whole gang of young, they weren't that young, teenage boys, like they had to be in high school, boys came in, like 6 of them. And, you know, they had their like cool boy backpacks and like their beaver hair or whatever. And they were talking, and they were so excited to see what were the new books. And it just made me feel so happy, because to be honest, I have not seen that in comic book shops, at least the comic book shops I go to. I haven't seen that generation, that age, come into the store and be so excited about new books. Usually I'll see older dudes like myself come and get their like regular books and kind of nerd out about that. Or I'll see really young kids come in and, you know, with their parents and go, ooh, I want to get that. And their parents would be excited for them. But I haven't seen that teenage age, and particularly that demographic. Like, they didn't strike me, like if they were walking down the street and I saw them, I wouldn't strike them as like, oh yeah, these boys like comics. Like, they look like skater kids kind of, but not even skater kids. I don't know. It just took me by surprise. And it wasn't just, I don't think it was a one-off. I didn't get a chance to talk to Frank to see if they come in every week. I'll ask him next time. But you could tell they were collectors. and they were just like grabbing. And one of the kids had like a stack like this big of these books, and he was so excited. He was like, "Dude, look at this cover. Should I get 2 covers? Oh my gosh, that variant cover!" And the other conversation I heard, this one guy was like, "I don't care. Like, if the artwork looks good, I'm just gonna get it." And it was awesome, and it just made me like happy to know that generation, there is a swath of that generation that is getting into comics too as well. So sometimes we feel like, oh, it's just for a bunch of man babies, a bunch of like middle-aged guys who used to collect comics as kids, and we're the only audience now. But I don't know if they're an anomaly or if it's just I haven't seen kids or that generation come in like that. But it was really heartening and just made me like excited. I almost wanted to talk to them and say, "What books are you collecting?" and like kind of geek out with them. But that would have been like seeing their dad come in like, "Hi, young buck. What kind of stories are..." Like, I just didn't want to be that guy. I'm not that forthcoming, but I was close because I was just like, wow, this is so cool. And it's like really, really cool to see their excitement. They were really, really excited, more excited than I was to walk into the store. So it was great. Was one of the super cheap pens my boy got me years ago. Oh, your nib, when I went to test it, all the ink in the vial was already dry. Yeah, you obviously haven't picked up that pen in a while. So, yeah, when it's all dry, that's it. It rained pretty good here yesterday. Okay, it was wonderful. Comrade Sammy likes the rain. Emo Trash got snow last night. Campus was closed. Wow, that much snow that campus would be closed. Didn't even have my Zoom class later tonight. Wow. Atmospheric River sounds pretty metal. I've got a lot of beef with, like, there have been many times, many weather events, particularly around rain, where they have instilled quite a bit of panic. And then when it came down to it, maybe it was probably about like 20 minutes of hard rain, and then it was over. And I'm like, did we really need to like freak out the general public by declaring it this like post-apocalyptic rain? Like, did we really need to do that? I don't know. Unhinged, what's up, Jason? Again, good seeing you. Gojira is also a dope metal band. That's a cool name for a metal band, for sure. That's a great name. On my phone at work, hi everyone. Hello, Unhinged. Speaking of metal, Timmy Mello knows what's up. If I'm not mistaken, it's primarily John attracting your audience. That is a fair statement. It's like 6 degrees of separation, or 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of John, and somebody's connected to John. I'm assuming he's in Gothic's chat right now. But yeah, John definitely did gather a lot of you guys to come here, and I am very much appreciative of that. And also Shanth, that's right. That is right, Cranberry Langers. You are absolutely right. Both of those guys. A good portion of my audience crosses over from them. Comrade Sammy says, that's right. Me and Emo are here to keep all you nerds in check. Oh, man. In my case, I probably mentioned being an aspiring artist, and thus he recommended you and Shanth. Ah, there we go. That makes sense. Okay, I can understand that. That's good. Well, I hope that despite all the nerddom, you're getting some art tips, some art inspiration, if you will. Nerds and jocks and everybody doesn't fit so neatly into the stereotypes these days. They don't. Yeah, that's true. And yet there are stereotypes there for a reason, for sure. But yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. I think beyond like the stereotype, if you're talking about those boys that I saw in the store, beyond that stereotype of like what they look like, just their excitement for comics made me excited. I regularly talk to people with like a 50-year span or more. 50-year-olds, older for comics? Yeah, I can see that. What is all this? Art and Times of J. Ryan says.
It's actually a really good sculpt.
That's what it is. Art and Times of J. Ryan. Good seeing you. Happy Wednesday to you. Rainocalypse. Forgot a Y in there. Rainocalypse. Yeah. I mean, Atmospheric River rolls off the tongue a little better. 13 Sherlock Holmes comic books. Awesome. Comrade Sammy, you need to... Oh, no, you're not. You're not on... you need to post a picture of them. I'd love to see the cover of those. Still haven't read them all. It's been a year, Comrade Sammy. It's time to read the Sherlock Holmes books. Comic books. John's probably in Gothic's place. Yes, came on my own. Stereotypes are my favorite types. There you go. They're stereotypes for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I just dig the groomsman and his jokes. Oh gosh, now I know you're lying. You're absolutely lying. I too mentioned I was learning art to John and he recommended Shanth, which is how I found Rocky. There you go. It's amazing. It's amazing what word of mouth will do. I'm going to describe our next rain delays by waiting out the impending atmospheric river. Total YouTube pro now. Whatever, Shanth. Oh my goodness. Shanth, so good to see you. How are you doing? YouTube pro? I don't know. YouTube nerd. YouTube. Yeah. Not a pro. Not yet. Almost. What are we at? 477. When we hit 500, maybe I'll say, yeah, I'm a pro. I'm totally a pro. No reason for the why. Collapse. There is a reason for the why. Art and Times of J. Ryan. Emo Trash says, the only comic I own is a singular Black Butler manga that I got forever ago. Singular Black Butler manga. I've never heard of that. Black Butler manga. That sounds like a genre all in of its own. 50 years combo between the oldest and the youngest people from my age. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of comics, that the age range can be wide of people who are into it. And I always felt that, like, when I would go to Comic-Con and just meet fans, meet people there, you just saw the widest range. All colors, all spectrum, all walks of life of people there. You know, Star Wars was kind of like that too. But yeah, you have those, just fans in general can be all shapes and sizes and forms and ages. I think I just haven't seen recently that age group. And so that's what really just made me go, wow. Yo, Mark's music obsession is here. Awesome seeing you, Mark. We missed you yesterday. I did start the stream quite late, so wasn't expecting you to pop your head in, but so good to see you. Hope you are doing better this week, my friend. The Art and Times of Ja Ran. That's a cool name. I think I'm going to steal that, Ja Ran. That's a cool character name right there. The Art and Times of Ja Ran. I like it. I like it. Timmy Mello says Black Butler. I remember that. I've never heard of it. Black Butler. Is that going to be in my notes? Oh, wait. I got to clear my notes first. Hang on a second. Wait. Can I clear my note? Oh, yeah. I can do this without showing it. I'm going to write this down. Black Butler anime. Because I'm very curious about what that is. Black Butler anime. What is that? What is that about? Is that about a black butler? Is that I mean, is it literally what it is? You never know with anime. Sometimes it's literally what it is, the translation. Sometimes it really isn't. So I'm curious. I watched a Black But. I'm unsure if it's one you'd be into. I watched Black Butler anime long ago, long before I ever picked up the manga. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to check it out. Everybody's saying hello to Mark's Music Obsession. I guess if we're counting manga as comics, I also own an additional 3 Sherlock Holmes manga books. Have you seen Miyazaki's Sherlock Holmes anime? Which I don't know if they made a manga on Miyazaki's, but I know he did a Sherlock Holmes animated series, or maybe it was a movie. I think it was a series. It might have been one of the things Miyazaki was working on before he became Miyazaki. It was like one of the jobs he was on. So check it out. There was a lot of great stuff in there. I have never watched the series like in its totality, but I've seen a lot of clips from it. It's awesome. Don't write down Bible Black anime. Okay. Scary. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of is actually. It's an interesting concept. I'm reading Tank Chair right now, so I can't criticize a name like Black Butler, but all right. I just imagine, what's that? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and like their Black Butler. Or I used to love the show as a kid, Mr. Belvedere, which is really weird, but I used to love that show. There is, I think it's called Sherlock. Okay, I'm going to look it up. I think it's called Sherlock Hound because they're animals. Yeah, Sherlock Hound. Super cute. Miyazaki did work on it. I don't know if he was a director on it though. But it's based on Sherlock Holmes. And it kind of has this like Jules Verne, which is a great aesthetic like to it. Steampunk a little bit. So yeah, check it out. It's really good. It says, Wikipedia says Miyazaki worked on 6 episodes. Oh, he was the director on it. Okay, cool. Yeah, check it out. It's really cool. Cool stuff. Black Butler was a popular supernatural aristocratic anime for mostly girls. Wasn't my cup of tea, but it was huge a decade ago, along with Attack on Titan. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd never heard. Definitely heard of Attack on Titan, and I have yet to read it or watch it. Something about large zombies never truly appealed to me. But I know I've heard it's amazing. So, but that was all that people talked about before. So maybe I missed the Black Butler conversation. And we do not talk about Bible Black, you degenerates. I don't even want to know. That's not going into my notes because it sounds like something bad. Oh, goodness. Cranberry Landry says, check out Samari and the Guardian of Forest. You know what I should do? I'm putting that in my notes. You know what I should do is I should maybe spend a week or something. Guardian of the Forest. Focusing on anime or manga. That would be cool. I have quite a bit of stuff. Well, not quite a bit of stuff. That's a lie. I have some choice things, but like it would be awesome to look at the Nausicaa books, graphic novels or comics. That would be really awesome. Yeah, there's some like I have Cyborg 9, Super Mario Brothers, a couple of issues of that. Yeah, maybe we should do something where we focus on. I know a few of you guys have mentioned that you read and are interested in that stuff, so that'd be fun. That might be fun to look at. I can't help it, okay? He's just one hell of a butler. Is that the story? He's just a really good butler. All right. Comrade Sammy says, I need to look this up. You should. It's really good. You know, Miyazaki, it was really before It was earlier in his career. I guess he was the director on it, but it was before he became Miyazaki with all his, Studio Ghibli movies. But I think this, and he did some work on Lupin also, like put him on the map as far as a director. So yeah. Check it out. Let us know what you think. I liked Attack on Titan. Weirdly enough, though, I kind of fell out of watching it. Could you fall out of watching Attack on Titan? Wasn't there like a engaging storyline that you had to finish? Or was it something that just went on forever? I could have sworn it was like self-contained. Like you needed to find out what happened at the end of the story. Mark's music obsession went to the beach and pier today. Really warm but windy. Oh, all right. It's always great. Great. Check out Parasite. I have heard of Parasite. I've not read it, but I have heard of Parasite. Death Note, very popular, yes. Parasite was good, as was Death Note. Nice. Sakamoto Days. Haven't heard of that. All right. Sakamoto Days. These are all great recommendations. Moto Days. Okay. Virtually anything Studio Trigger makes is golden. Yes, they're amazing. You guys have seen, was this Studio Trigger? I thought it was. Gosh, I forgot the name now. It'll come to me in a second. I remember trying to get into Attack on Titan, but it never clicked with me. And My Hero. Oh, My Hero Academia. I've heard of that one too. Sakamoto Days is elite. All right, cool. 2 recommendations of that. Sakamoto Days is good. All right. So is Spy Family. Spy Family. I started reading Spy Family, and I think I watched maybe the first 2 episodes of that. But it was a cool concept. Yeah. Didn't totally grab me, but I think I had to give it more time to sit down and watch it. But yeah, I know that one's huge. Kaiju number 8. I think you've recommended that to me before, Crampelanders, and I have not found that one yet to read or watch. Attack on Titan did have an interesting story, which again, I don't even understand how I fell out of it. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just get so into a series, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't have time or whatever. So, yeah, I get that. Oh, yes, I've heard of that too. I've heard a lot of people talking about that. Another odd name. What was the series? I see a lot, like our libraries carry a lot of manga. And one that I keep seeing is Cells at Work. Have you guys heard of that one? Isn't that like cells inside of the body? I thought, and I saw like tons of volumes of that. I've never sat down and read or watched Naruto, and I remember a time everybody was talking about Naruto and just saying it was like the best thing ever. And that commitment kind of scared me of how many episodes and how many volumes there is in that book. So yeah, I have not sat down and watched that one. Metal detecting here definitely can pay off. I have one for the water I use sometimes. But oh, cool. Mark's music obsession. I didn't know you did that. Metal detecting? What is the coolest thing that you have found? Or most valuable thing that you have found? And is that in the beach, or you have one for the water? Okay, so that's like on the beach and then on the water too. That's cool. Karate Survivor in Another World. Is that the name? Is that the name? Karate Survivor in Another World? That's an amazing name. Cells at Work. Yeah, that's the one. I was going to recommend that one. Okay, cool. Is that good? Is it a good one? Yeah. All right, you guys have not seen Mr. Monkey Boy yet, right? Okay, so we'll hold off on the unboxing. Let's get into this week's books. And then so the order I'll do this week's books. I'll do the discounted back issue, well, the graphic novels that I got. We'll do those, and then and then we'll save the unboxing, because I hope that he shows up in here, because like I said, he's the one who's always saying Bond Destiny, Bond Destiny, Bond Destiny. All right. Hooray! Transformers came out, and the silly thing is I didn't realize I was one issue behind. So I had to pick up, let me make sure that does not look like it's in focus. I had to pick up, not had to, but the last issue I had on the rack was 15. And so this is 16, and I also got 17, which is great. 16, Jorge Corona, I believe this is his first issue back. I think it was a different artist prior to him. So yeah, it's funny because I haven't read Transformers in a while because I was missing this issue. And so I kind of fell out of like what the plot was or what's going on with the plot. But Jorge Corona, yeah, he's great. Great art. More of what we can expect from this book. And it's just amazing that they're just kind of fleshing out the world more, fleshing out the conflicts more, putting in the huge robot action, which is always cool. That's a great spread right there. I think that's Starscream that's yelling. He's got like tank treads. That's what I remember last, because he got his legs ripped off. I think he's yelling, kill, kill, kill. This must be the coolest thing to write for, where they're just like, okay, and then we're going to take a huge train and just launch it at them. It's like super epic robot fights, which is how it should be. But it's funny because it's like Jorge Corona, Daniel Warren Johnson, and that guy Hayden Sherman, who's doing Absolute Wonder Woman. He's like working on 3 different books right now. And Jorge Corona's working on several books as well simultaneously. So I don't know how these guys do it. Dan Mora, who is a very, very popular artist for DC, he's like their it artist right now. He's working on a whole bunch of different books as well, and a bunch of covers and stuff. So it seems like oh, this is kind of a good conversation starter to sorry, my brain just like literally just stopped working. The conversation starter with based on what I'm saying right now is it's amazing to see like how much output these guys are doing. And I was thinking about this as I was flipping through all these back issues. Like these books, a lot of these books were thick graphic novels, compilations, and they're like in the sale bin, right? So they're already discounted. And then there was another, like I mentioned at the top of the stream, another 50% off sale. So just the value of each one of those books, it's great for somebody who's buying it, but just thinking about like the amount of work that went into it and the value that those books are now is totally reduced. And all the blood, sweat, and tears that the writers, the artists, the colorists, and the letters put into it. And it takes a split-second decision for me as a customer whether or not I'm going to buy it. It's just like flip, flip, flip. No, yes, no. Oh, that's interesting. No, yes. Like that's how quickly people judge a comic of whether or not they're going to pick it up. And oh, that's cool. That's kind of crazy and messed up, and that feels very much like a Daniel Warren Johnson story point, where he would do this kind of wild. Looks like right here, Megatron's eyeballs were ripped out, and now he's connected to the eagle. What is the darn eagle's name? What is the name of the... I'm batting 1,000 here with my memory. Somebody's tell me in the chat, what is the name of the eagle, Soundwaves eagle, tape cassette eagle? I can't even remember. But anyway, he's connected to Megatron's eyeballs and is now his eyes. That's a very Daniel Warren Johnson kind of feel to do. So that's cool. Megatron's a mess, but it looks like he's going to come back in a big way. All right, so this is 16. Oh, and they're advertising. Okay, I'm all over the place. Just to finish my thought, it really put into perspective, I think as an artist, as a creator, you stress out a lot, and a lot of the obstacles to putting your work out there is like, oh, this has got to be perfect. It's got to be my like magnum opus. It's got like everybody's got to love it, and I've got to do this and make sure this is great and this artwork, and you just stress out about all that stuff. When in reality, yes, that stuff matters, but you just got to put it out there because 95% of the time, people are not even looking at your stuff that much. They're looking that, is there something out there? And if you can't even get to the starting line by putting your product out there, you know, you are way, way behind. It'll never get out there. And, you know, all the things that you're worrying about will never even see the light of day if you don't just get it out there. So it was a big kick in my butt because I'm like, look at me just flipping through this box and quickly determining in a split second whether or not I'm going to put down money to buy something. What am I so worried about it? Because I could spend years and years and years and years obsessing about a panel or a cover or a book. And at the end of the day, somebody's just looking at it for like 1.5 seconds and then determining, nope, I don't want it, or yes, I do. So anyway, it was a great reminder for me. As all artists, we kind of obsess too much about our artwork, which is probably part of it. But I so admire artists like Jorge Corona, like Daniel Warren Johnson, these guys that can just consistently crank out something regular and do it at a level that is entertaining and engaging and fun and makes me want to put down money for. So pretty awesome. Here's the number 16 and then 17 right here. Okay, I'm going to catch up. Cells at Work. I really like Cells at Work. Comrade Sammy says, cool. All right. I've heard of that series, but haven't seen the Cells at Work anime. And Boruto Part 2 is the latest incarnation of Naruto. Yes, I heard that. I always thought it was funny. I was like Naruto and then Boruto. Cranberry Langer says, I'm not into Naruto. The costuming character designs put me off. Really? Yeah. I thought the costumes were kind of cool. See all these little kids with the bandana, the Naruto bandana. Oh, that's the name. It's a whole title. Karate Survivor in Another World. That's amazing. I use it diving and snorkeling, never just on the beach. Have found some cool stuff. People lose everything. Yeah, I can imagine that. And searching on the beach with a metal detector. And then also I imagine like roller coasters, people losing stuff all the time, especially roller coasters that like flip upside down. I used to go to Six Flags as a kid, and I remember I can't remember which roller coaster it was, but there was always this one turn that when you would pass through it, you would see at least like 5 or 6 baseball caps because they would fly off people's heads. And it was always in that one spot. And so one time I was riding with a friend and he was like, I'm going to go get one of those caps. And so he like timed it perfectly and snatched a cap while we passed by. It was pretty awesome. Boruto, of course, is Naruto's vagabond one-eyed son. Of course he is. Devastator versus Bruticus. Yeah, it's he's kind of all the fan service Daniel Warren Johnson is pouring into these books, and that's what makes them really, really fun. Timmy Mello says that cartoony comic style is nice. It's great. Jorge Corona, he also did Ain't No Grave, which was a really great miniseries, almost dialogueless in many parts, but it was like a Western afterlife fantasy story. I reviewed it, reviewed a bunch of those issues a number of times, or looked at a bunch of those issues a number of times on this stream. And yeah, he was doing that at the same time he was starting Transformers when Daniel Warren Johnson stopped. So crazy. 17. Transformers 17. Skywarp. I love the expressions that they give the Transformers too. They really push that in these series. A lot of like dramatic moments here. That's awesome. Look at that awesome gun. Yeah, I feel like I think 16 because I think there was a little pause where they did like a two-issue arc with Starscream. And I think 16 is where the new arc kicked in. That's why I'm a little lost of like, okay, what's going on? What's the story going on? A lot of sound effects, though. A lot of Transformers require a lot of sound effects. It's great. I love the scale. I mean, there's nothing better than like giant robots merging with other giant robots to make even bigger giant robots. Then you can have these huge kaiju size battles between them. I had mentioned my friend last stream. I was talking about my friend El Chung coming over and like looking at my comics. Well, he collects toys, and he collects these amazing Transformers toys. The name of the company that produces them is, I can't remember. It's off the top of my head, but they're really great reproductions, really cool style, and they're all to like scale. And he loves this comic too, probably because it like taps into that toy side of it. Shredhead. What? Who is that? Is he part of Transformers lore? I've never heard of Shredhead. Is he a new character? No. Shredhead is finally here. I feel like we've been talking about this character almost as long as I've been on staff at Skybound, and they're finally here. Huh. I don't know if he's a new character or an existing Transformer character. But that's cool. I'm going to guess he's a new character because Shredhead sounds like something Daniel Warren Johnson would create. He's probably going to play like heavy metal at one point. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Okay, so at the back of this issue, Skybound has been promoting this book that's going to be coming out. Battle Beast. And I guess he's from the Invincible universe. I don't know. I never read Invincible. I watched the animated series, I want to say the first 2 seasons. But I never read the book. And I don't know who Battle Beast is. But yeah, I guess they're doing a series on him. Kind of cool. I wonder if they're going to tie him into... No, I guess they can't because it's part of Invincible. So wondering if they were going to tie him into Transformers or G.I. Joe. All right. Anyway, those are the first 2 books here. Transformers, catching up on 16 and also picking up the new 17 here. Great covers. Both by Daniel Warren Johnson. I also just read recently Daniel Warren Johnson's working on some backup story, a Wolverine backup story that's going to come out on, I think it's like the numbering is confusing because I think it's Wolverine number 8, but I'm not sure what series, but it's actually like the 400th issue of Wolverine. So I've seen it advertised as Wolverine number 400 as well. But he's doing some sort of backup issue, and I posted it on X. He released like I don't know if it's a cover image or some sort of teaser image of his drawing of Wolverine. He's got all these arrows in him. You can check on my X account. I reposted it there, but it's really cool. So I'm more than likely going to pick up that issue just for that backstory. But because to have Daniel Warren Johnson draw a Wolverine story would be really awesome. Let's see. Comrade Sammy says, every time I used mine, people always tell me stories about friends or family who also own metal detectors. You have one too? Nice. Huh. 17's cover looks good. 17's cover looks good. Oh, yeah. It's really dramatic. I also like Blue Box and Ruri Dragon. Wow. Mark's Music Obsession. Oh, posted some photos from today. Cool. Let me see. Oh, beautiful, Mark. Beautiful. It does look windy though from the waves. Beautiful. Look at the color of that water. That's sick. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. I love that. When are you not all over the place, Rocky? There's also Cells at Work, Code Black. Oh, man. Can I even dip my toe into that? Oh, my goodness. Roller coasters on the beach. Not me. No. Well, there are roller coasters on the beach. There's like the Santa Cruz Boardwalk. That's not too far, about an hour plus-ish away from where I live. And they have roller coasters. They have those like old rickety wooden roller coasters on the beach. But the roller coasters that I was talking about was at Six Flags, which is not at the beach. And it was one of those that I think it flipped upside down. It was really fast and whipped you around, and therefore people's hats would constantly fall off in the same place. Cool last page to 17, yeah. Battle Beast was savage, Timmy Mello says. Okay, so you know about... It's not... Okay, yeah. It's not like Battle Beasts, like the toys that we grew up with, right? This is like a character in Invincible, so... Mainline Marvel Comics announcing the return of Gwen Stacy in May via the desecration of her grave. I didn't hear about that. Is it coincidence that it's in May, like Aunt May? Am I looking too much into that? Maybe. Found all kinds of junk as well as treasure metal detecting. That's fun. Would be a shame for Gwen to come back from the dead just to break up with Pete like his other love interests. Yeah, that wouldn't be a great storyline. And anytime people come back from the dead, it really takes the bite out of the drama of them losing their life in the first place. So like Gwen Stacy dying is one of the classic moments in Spider-Man stories. And to bring her back, I know there's been different iterations and there have been different occasions where she's come back, but I wonder if it's canon that she's going to come back and for good. Like, is that for reals, or is it just like an alternate timeline? Or yeah, I don't know much about that. All right, here we go. On the Dana Warren Johnson kick, Riley Rossmo, who I was talking about yesterday, who did that Batman Shadow series, which I wasn't that keen on, but I really like his work on The Moon is Following Us. Moon is Following Us, number 6. This has been a great series. Fun characters, heartfelt story. It's hitting all the right buttons for me as far as a Daniel Warren Johnson title. I think this is some of the best Riley Rossmo artwork I've seen, and the great thing, the kind of cool gimmick that they do is Daniel Warren Johnson draws the scenes that take place in the real world, and then Riley Rossmo draws the scenes that take place in this like imaginary or alternate universe world. So you get both of their styles and they work really well together. And so, yeah, it's been a fun kind of ride, and they've built a very, very cool world. It's not typical at all. The concept as far as like, oh, these characters are from her imagination, the little girl's imagination, and they're like her heroes and all that is, not a new concept, but the way they do it and what kind of characters these are has been really refreshing. Like this guy, this like weird bat, his eyes are sewn shut. He like sells weapons. He's kind of creepy. So yeah, here actually this page you can see this is Riley Rossmo's work and this is Daniel Warren Johnson's work. So there is some similarities. Daniel Warren Johnson is a lot heavier with his ink work than Riley Rossmo. Riley Rossmo has like a thinner quality of stuff. Both of them have a very like fast, aggressive, dynamic style. Seems like they work really fast, both of them. Even here, like this is Rossmo. This looks like a Daniel Warren Johnson panel because it's taking place in the real world right here. So it's even there. They're really sticking to that rule. And the story goes, the daughter of these two characters, this husband and wife team, she's sick or dying in the real world. And so they like transport themselves via this technology into this fantasy world, which lives in her imagination. And they're trying to find a cure or a way to save her life. And in the process, they meet all these different characters that are based off like toys or things like the enemies are based off things she's scared of, like snakes. And the best part of the writing, I think, is the characterization of the husband and wife, because they're both processing their daughter's sickness, their daughter dying in different ways, and how they process it also comes out in their abilities of their alternate egos, of their alter egos. So it's pretty awesome. It really taps into, for me, like the parental, like what would you do? How would you react if your child was in danger? A lot of characters in here are dying too. They get killed. It's pretty sad. This is definitely Daniel Warren Johnson. Oh, that's hilarious. This is very relatable as a parent trying to get the car seat working in the car and get it strapped in. Oh my gosh, that's one of the most stressful things as a parent. Nobody has really mastered the design of a car seat that is easy. I guess you have to plan for how does a car seat fit in any model of a car. So that's hard. There are standard like hooks and connections, but the way the seatbelt strap and making sure it's like locked in tight is one of the hardest things ever. So that's hilarious. Sad and hilarious. Yeah, and then the villains are these kind of crazy creature monster-y things. Sharks. They're just throwing everything into this book. It's cool. I think the way that they set it up that allows them to do that. So it's pretty awesome. The colors are beautiful. Mike Spicer, colorist, frequent. That's the word I was thinking of. Frequent collaborator with Daniel Warren Johnson. All right, so this is issue 6. I believe there's going to be 12 issues here, so halfway mark. That's awesome. It also has a Moon is Following Us soundtrack, because I know Daniel Warren Johnson loves music. He incorporates it a lot into his stories and his books. So I guess he wrote music for it too. I contemplated, I'm like, if I like it, should I buy every individual issue or wait till it gets compiled? There's always that. You always hit that point. Should I Spend the money, because if you think about it, if there's 12 issues, each issue is $4. So without tax, so just like clear math, $48 for the whole story. Or you can wait and pay, what, $25 for the whole graphic novel. It's all in one place. But there's something about the individual issues that I like. And in this case, like if I really like the art, I really like the story, and I really want to find out what happens on a monthly basis, I'll plunk down for each individual issue. Now, there's some series that cross that line where I will buy every individual issue, and then when they come out with a compilation or graphic novel, then I'm like, well, it's kind of nice to have that all in one place too. I've done that. It depends on who the artist is and what the story is, but like, you know, just off the top of my head, this one, Dragon Blood and Guts by Jason Pearson, one of my favorite comic artists. I have all these issues, individual issues. I have this graphic novel. I think I have doubles of the individual issues. And so yeah. Or, you know, sometimes they'll include extras in the graphic novel, so that's always cool to get it. But yeah, it's different for each. I don't know if you guys have the same conundrum. It's also a cost thing, right? But I think I've already hit the point of no return with this. Like, it's like I don't want to stop at issue 6 and then not get through 7 through 12. So I'm going to go all the way to the end. Whether or not I buy a whole compiled thing, probably not. I'll probably be okay with just the issues. But yeah, I've done it all different iterations. I've bought all issues and then bought a graphic novel at the end. I've bought one issue, waited for the graphic novel because I didn't want to have the individual issues. I've just bought the graphic novel and didn't buy the issues. So all sorts of combos, and it's different for each one. So kind of weird, kind of funny. Right, seminal event in Peter's life. Nothing is sacred, but sadly Gwen is a popular character in the other continuities. So Marvel figures they may as well go with the OG 616 Gwen, only to ruin her. Dang it. They've run out of good ideas. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. This is just comics. It's been the age-old thing with comics as far as what's canon, that's why most all the major comic book storylines have alternate realities, alternate versions. You know, I'm steep in the absolute line right now, and those are all alternate versions of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. So yeah, and do I poo-poo all of them? Not necessarily. But there's certain things that I feel like are sacred, especially when characters die or something terrible happens to them. And then for you to like undo that, like all the build up, all the work that went into creating such a killer story that like impacts mainstream, and then for you to like unwind that just because you want to do it for like a gimmick, I don't know. Absolutely, Cranberry Langers. K-pop Junkies here. What's up, K-pop? Awesome seeing you. K-pop, you had a great guest recently. Ah, dang it. Sorry, guys. This might be because of the late night stream. My memory is dead. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up because I don't like to leave things hanging with I'm gonna go look at K-pop's YouTube channel, and I'm gonna go look at the guests and I'm gonna tell you what I was thinking. Or not what I was thinking, but which show I was talking about that you had. I was like, oh wow, that's a great guest. You stream so much K-pop that I can't even keep track of it. Oh, yeah, you had Ed Brisson and Joe Casey. Both of those guys. I mean, those guys are huge. So awesome that you landed them for your stream and were able to talk with them. That's amazing. You're getting huge influence on the comic sphere. So great job. Great job. I hope those were fun to do. It's really disrespectful to Stan Lee, but then again, it's their model. Just look at how they treated Rob. Okay. Funny you should mention that, Timmy Mello, because that does have to do with something that I bought today. But we'll get to that. I like the look of that book. It's great. Great artwork. It's so unique, too. It's very unique. Both of their styles, talking about The Moon is Following Us, both of their styles are really unique, and for them to work together jointly on one book is a great idea. Could have totally backfired, but I think it's working beautifully. Speaking of graphic novels, I'm also realizing I own 3 Five Nights at Freddy's graphic novels. That's random. That's totally random. Look up Dungeons and Dragons books, Comrade Sammy. Yeah, I hate that. Hey, death means more to the overall story, impactful in all media afterwards. No need. Oh, okay. Dungeons and Dragons. Gotcha. All right. Giving some more recommendations. Okay. Here we go. We're back on track with Absolute Batman number 5. So they took a break with issue 4. The creative team, the artist, Nick Dragotta, took a break in issue 4. And I will confess, I looked at issue 4 and I was like, the artwork's not doing it for me. And I realized how much of a big reason of why I pick up this book is for Nick Dragotta's artwork. He is, he did draw the first thick Batman after all. And I hope that the story continuity, I hope I don't miss too much by not picking up that issue. If I do and don't know what's happening here in 5, then maybe I'll go back and buy 4. But yeah, I didn't really like the artwork at all. It was so different. It was not as exciting. It was kind of weird, looked kind of retro. Didn't work for me. But Nick Dragotta's back for this one, part 5, issue 5. And more thick Batman for you. They're doing this thing, and I've noticed it's in issue 1. They're doing this thing where they're dialing back the blacks on the flashback sequence. I don't know if I really like that as much. It's kind of this muted tone here to give you this feel that it's a flashback, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Wow. I mean, that bat symbol, if you didn't think that they read the comments and are tracking what people are saying about the artwork in this book, this should dispel all the question marks if you don't think that they're well aware of what people are saying. That bat symbol is amazing. Oh my gosh. That has gone in the realm of like, that's kind of cute. That's wow. I'm sure Art and Times of J. Ryan loves this. I'm pretty sure he loves this. No comment. Here we go. This is cool stuff. Cool action with Batman. It's like totally killing this like zoo crew. Wow. Batman just gets flamed right there. They just wreck him. It's cool. Some cool action sequences here. These are awesome. And a lot of little panels, and they're kind of like off size and like not totally lined up. It's really odd. Without reading the story right now, it's really odd. Looks like Bruce Wayne just got beat. He's probably gonna come back angrier. All right, cool. This is a Zatanna preview. Don't know anything about that. Well, this is worth the price of admission alone right there. I don't know, guys. I think we've reached pinnacle thick Batman right there. Oh my goodness, that makes me laugh. Hilarious. Okay, Absolute Batman number 5. Yes. Yes, definitely swole Batman. He went from thick to swole. Carmen Sammy says she likes Five Nights Freddy more for the horror aspect of it. Five Nights at Freddy's more for the horror aspect of it. Can we make the bat signal rounder? Yeah, I know. I don't think so. He pretty much maxed it out. There's a lot of horror comics out there. Rumble, Birthright, East of West. I don't know if I would call East of West a horror comic. I love East of West. It's more fantasy, futuristic, sci-fi. Yeah, I wouldn't consider East of West horror comic. Ghost Rider, Punisher, still looks like a big hole in the sky. How would you like your steak cut? Like an absolute bat signal. Oh my gosh. So funny. It makes this look like a thin symbol right now. Like the symbol on his chest. It makes it look thin compared to that image. They're totally trolling the fans. I kind of love it. All right. Moving right along. Geiger number 11. This one's a variant cover right here. This is not a Gary Frank cover. Who did this variant cover? I don't know. I don't know if it's Jacob Phillips or German Peralta. I'm not familiar with either of their work to know. It kind of feels like Mignola a little bit, but it's not. But yeah, Geiger's great book. This was one of the books that those young teen boys were talking about in the store. Like they were just, there was a whole discussion between two of them. One of them was like, wait, I just bought issue 1 through 6 and this graphic novel is a compilation of 1 through 12. Like, how does it work? And the guy's like, no, that's the 2021 Geiger. You're talking about the 2024 Geiger, because there were two like #1 runs of Geiger. Like it started before Ghost Machine became Ghost Machine. They had Geiger. Then they did the whole Ghost Machine launch and then started it again. But this guy was so confused. And the other guy's like, no, dude, you don't understand. They're two different things, but it's the same team. And anyway, it was awesome. But yeah, he was really excited about Geiger and just the whole Ghost Machine books. And you can see why. Just great characters all around. New girl character here, so she's new. Oh, I guess she also has the radioactive powers. And these rods in her back are like Geiger's. Cool. And then here's Junkyard Joe coming into this world. Junkyard Joe is another character, another comic series from Ghost Machine. But now they're crossing the storylines here. All the Ghost Machine stuff really feels like movies to me. Very cinematic. Probably because of the art style. But also the stories that they're telling are really like broad, big storylines. Are those wolves? That's a two-headed wolf named Barney. Kind of mutated. A lot of the animals in this world are mutated. Like the zebra has 3 eyes, the wolf has 2 heads. All from the like nuclear fallout. The glowing woman. Behold, the wrath of Ash Arden. It's great drawing. Well, they're already doing a Geiger Volume 2 trade paperback. Actually, I think this just came out, and that was what the that kid was talking about. All right. Geiger issue 11. 4 universes. Visit them all. The unnamed. Okay, yeah, they're merging Geiger. Oh. Geiger, Redcoat, and Junkyard Joe are all in the same universe. Rook, Exodus, High Tree, and Devourer in the same. Rockefeller's, Hornsby, and Halo. That's cool. Here we are. Geiger number 11. Rolling right along. She looks like Valkyrie from Marvel Comics. Yeah, I could see that with the armor. She's not wearing any pants. Wouldn't her legs get all dirty from the dust? I mean, yeah, but come on. She wouldn't be as cool if she had pants on. Cranberry. I'm not reading comics to see girls with pants in the desert. Here we go. This is the last. I'm almost embarrassed to pick this up. Why did I pick this up? I picked up the first issue of Deadpool Team-Up. For those of you who don't know, Rob Liefeld, I got a soft spot in my comic nostalgia heart for Rob Liefeld. And arguably his artwork these days doesn't do it for me like it did when I was younger. But he is the creator of Deadpool, of Cable, of a lot of the X-Force characters. Just an incredible talent. Rob Liefeld is as close to a rock star as you can imagine that comics would ever get. Him and like Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, Eric Larson, those guys were rock stars. And as you know, left their cush, high-paying jobs at Marvel to start Image Comics. Changed the face of comics in the 90s. And Rob had a reputation for, he was that young, upstart, rebellious guy, super cocky. But, I mean, he's created some really, really awesome characters that have gone on to earn him millions and millions of dollars because he famously has struck a deal with Marvel as far as Deadpool and the rights to Deadpool. You know, Marvel owns the rights to it, but because he was the creator, one of the creators of the character, he struck an amazing deal. He had a lot of leverage and struck an amazing deal that, like, anytime Deadpool continued on or whatever profits were made from Deadpool, like, he gets a cut of it. I don't know what the specifics are, but I know it's a lot. So, as you can imagine, since Deadpool has gone on to be the huge blockbuster success in the movies that it is, and successful in the comics as well, Rob Liefeld has done pretty well for himself. And he makes it known. He always, like, all the stuff he does on social media, he's constantly waving that flag and reminding everybody that he created Deadpool, he created Cable, and all these characters that we grew up with and love and throw our money at. But recently, and so he started working on this series, Deadpool Team-Up, and he's done a bunch of recent Deadpool stories here and there. And but he recently was working on this miniseries, Deadpool Team-Up, which was basically, I felt like, his way of putting in all the cool characters that he always loved together with Deadpool and just coming up with some crazy story that worked with all of them. Well, for those of you who keep tabs on Rob Liefeld and or comic news on social media, just recently he kind of poo-pooed on Marvel and his treatment in the latest Deadpool movie, Deadpool 3, Deadpool Wolverine. And he said he didn't get, like, he was really upset that they didn't give him the credit of creator of Deadpool. And apparently there was a lot of controversy and conversation that happened behind the scenes when the movie was made and coming out. And he really felt like he was slighted by Marvel, and specifically MCU Marvel, Kevin Feige, who's in charge of all the Marvel movies and that universe. He felt like he was slighted by Kevin Feige and not given the credit where credit was due. And to his point, the Deadpool movies would not be around, would not have existed without Rob Liefeld as their creator. So anyway, when he started this series, I think shortly after he started this series, Rob said that this would be the last time that he is drawing anything for Marvel. Anything Deadpool and also anything for Marvel. And people are like, wow, that's pretty extreme, Rob. And so he's kind of gone on this little bit of a flame war on social media recently, like the last week or so, giving more details of why he made that decision and just how upset he is, and kind of saying like, hey, comic creators are important. They don't get their just dues. And why aren't you giving them credit? Everybody knows how important they are to these comic characters and the existence of these movies. So why aren't you giving them just credit? Like, just asking for credit, the proper credit in the movies. So I picked up the first issue of the series, and it was okay. It wasn't that great. Like I said, the current iteration of Rob's artwork these days doesn't get me as excited as it used to. And that's probably because, you know, our taste change. Rob's style is relatively the same as it used to be. I think I've just changed as an artist, and my interests have changed as well. This is cool. That's a cool drawing. I don't like the coloring on his stuff either, the current coloring of it, but that's just me. And some of his more recent creations, like this guy, Major X, have been like, it was like this huge thing when he created Major X, but it never turned into like that big of a deal. So I didn't continue with the series. I think there's 5 issues total. I didn't continue with the series. And I didn't continue with the series because I was just like, I don't want to. But when Rob made that announcement, like, this is the last thing I'm ever going to do with Marvel, I'm like, maybe I should pick up the last issue. Just because it's the last Rob Liefeld thing that he's doing ever for Marvel. That's kind of momentous, right? So So yeah, I decided to pick up this last issue, and there is a funny thing that happens in it because I saw it posted on social media. So I'll get to there, but here we go. Deadpool. Do I care that I don't have the other issues? I really don't care. Deadpool Team-Up number 5. It's cool. I think I would love this as a kid. There's Lady Deadpool. Rob created her too. There's Rob's Wolverine. Pretty consistent with how he draws Wolverine. That's kind of cool. Oh, Rob. Here's Major X. And I admire the heck out of this guy. I think he's a straight shooter. I think he's rubbed people a lot the wrong way. There's been many stories about how he didn't treat people well, how he was egotistical, arrogant, whatever. But he's Rob Liefeld, and he was a huge part of my childhood. So I know if Shelby was in the chat, he might have some other tidbits to add, because Shelby has worked with Rob. He didn't work on this though, but he has worked with Rob before. So we can ask him maybe next time we see Shelby. But yeah, he's just such a part of my childhood that I can't help but love the guy. Even though there's like some of the stuff I'm like, yeah, that's right. This crazy Shatterstar. Here's Cable. He's just throwing it all in. It's like I'm Rob freaking Liefeld. These are all my characters. I love that he's just still working too. Just still cranking this stuff out. Okay, here it is. So with the character Major X, this guy, and I think he came out, I want to say in 2020 maybe. They did like a Major X mini, and he's supposed to be this character that's huge part of the X-Men universe. I didn't really follow it that much. I think I picked up maybe the first issue just because. But it was always this question of like, well, who is he behind the helmet? What's his identity? Who is he? They never revealed it. And I think this is the moment that they revealed it. And I believe, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, this is a self-portrait of Rob Liefeld. So I think what he's declaring is, I am Major X. I am part of this universe. And just putting his flag in the ground, like permanently now, you can never erase me because I am in this universe. But the thing that's hilarious is like this looks like a self-portrait of Rob Liefeld. Here he says, many times, my name's Rob. We've had a few. And then here is totally like the stock Rob Liefeld face. That doesn't look like that. It's so funny. So there you go. This is a part of comic history right here. So I thought it was worth picking up. And Rob, not that he did that much before, but he does not draw any backgrounds anymore. It's all this like crazy computer coloring to like make it up. There you go. And that's it. It's kind of sad. It's a little sad. Rob Liefeld's never going to draw a Marvel character. Well, until they drop $1 billion on him or something. But it looks like he's never going to draw Marvel characters ever again. So if that means anything to you, look at this classic Deadpool cover. Well, it's actually a cover of New Mutants, I believe. Classic cover, though, Rob Liefeld. That's classic, too, X-Force. See, he's in a lot of great things. But yeah, if Rob Liefeld means anything to you, this just came out. Deadpool Team-Up number 5. The final Rob Liefeld Marvel art. Oh, wait. Here we go. Here's the man. Anything fun happening over here?
He goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
John, how are you doing? Thanks for coming by. Heard you were hanging out with Gothics. Understood, but glad you are here now. Cranberry Lander says about that character from Geiger not wearing pants. That doesn't seem advisable. Why get additional dust on you? If you look at it that way, yes. If you look at it from the audience point of view, do we want to see a girl in cargo pants? Do you want to see a girl with exposed legs? I'll leave that to you. Funny, we were talking about Gwen and Light. That's right. That's why. That's why I brought it up. Timmy Mello. It'd get. I love how you're trying to be like super logical about this comic. It's getting pretty ugly. Liefeld, are you talking about Liefeld stuff? Proper credit probably comes with financial implications. Probably. But I can't imagine. Maybe. I wouldn't put it past Rob to like make it seem like, hey, it's just like for the honor of the creator. But really it means he's going to get an extra $100,000 in his pocket every time they flash his name up there. I don't think so. Because I feel like he's already rich enough from it as well. He's a smart dude. Like, he's a smart businessman. Say what you will about Rob Liefeld. He's a smart guy and has kind of played his cards, as far as I can see, really well as a comic creator. So it's super admirable. And even the way that he hustles now, all the stuff that he does now, he's very active on this app called Whatnot, where it's kind of like eBay, but like live streaming mixed with eBay. And so he auctions off his signatures, he auctions off sketches and all that kind of stuff. And he's really active on it. And I'm sure he's making bank based on that stuff too. And then he's held on to a lot of his original art. He's coming out with a Youngblood artist edition, which I'm going to get when it gets available, which I think is collecting the first 4 issues, all the artwork of Youngblood. He held on to it. And he's even said on social media that he's hanging on to this artwork because he wants his kids' future to be taken care of as well. And he's right. Those originals were going to sell like crazy after Rob's long gone. So it's a really smart dude. Look forward to Rocky getting my message in 20 minutes. Nice. There you go. Still going. That's right. Internet cut out, and since I couldn't identify the issue, I just went and washed my hair, then actually went and looked for my Speedball ink. Yeah, Katie was here, John. I don't know if she still is, but she was here. It was great seeing her twice in a row. It's the last one if we won't change his mind. Yeah. I find when people make declarations like that, you think it's just like Gwen Stacy dying, right? You think that's it. That's the death. But if the right thing comes along, it might come back. That would be a big story too. Who knows? But it kind of feels like it is the last time he will draw for Marvel. Internet is still down, living off grandma's hotspot. Go, grandma. That's right, grandma for the win. For the win? Hope you guys are okay. Emo Trash, still in his prime, which is really good. Rob will do well he has done well for himself, yeah. I even saw some article about him talking about drawing and like he knows he will be limited soon. I think he was talking about his eyesight getting worse and his hands not being as steady just as he's gotten older. So yeah, I think he's just kind of hedging his bets and like planning for the future as best as he can. That's Rob Liefeld, right? Totally. I'm buffering? Oh man. Am I buffering for anybody else? I hope not. This buffering has been an issue. All right. Skip. Mark's Music Suggestions. Hey, John. Wallet's gonna hate me, Timmy Mello says. Hang on a second. I just realized I need to close my door. 1 second. Oh my gosh, I just realized we haven't even gotten to the unboxing. What am I doing? As an audience member, it makes no sense. Makes me think she's stupid. Oh, are you still on the girl's pants, Cranberry Landers? Dude. I'm going to spell it out for you. She looks amazing. She's got these cute shorty shorts on. Look at those muscular legs. Come on. Superheroine anatomy. We don't want to see this in pants, Cranberry Landers. Come on, dude. Come on, man. Rocky actually left Gothics as she was playing a video game. Oh, and trying to catch up on news and work. Still tons to do. All right. Will there be another late night inking stream tonight? Not tonight, John. This will be it for today. I mean, I still have a lot to get through. Don't leave. Nobody leave. But no inking stream tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to get to another draw stream or master study stream this week, based on how my week is kind of playing out right now. So yeah. And you guys need to rest. You need to go to bed at a normal time. I'm not saying he's necessarily doing it for the royalties, but Marvel might want to keep a hold of that money. I guess. It's just a bad look. It's a bad look for Marvel. And Rob Liefeld is definitely making it known that it's a bad look. Because it's all over the news sites. No buffering, only for emo. Okay, great. No buffering. Thank you, guys. Stop it. Quit buffering. Doesn't make sense in the apocalypse. Remind me never to get caught in the apocalypse with you, Cranberry Landers, because I think you will probably drive me crazy with your questions about things not making sense. All right, here's one of the books I picked up. Okay, this is awesome. So this book is selling for $10, which is a pretty awesome price tag for the amount of content you get. For those of you who don't know, DC is doing these, they call them like a compact comics. And they're these digest size. Here's the size of comic book. Digest size. They're trying to follow the model of manga. And this like handheld, very easy to hold, easy to transport size of a lot of content. So this is compiling quite a huge chunk of issues from Catwoman. There's Catwoman, Selina's Big Score, Catwoman issues 1 through 9, and some backup issues from Detective Comics. So I want to say like 12 to 14 issues of content here. And this is where Darwin Cook, who incredible artist, love him. He died 5 to 10 years ago. Really young, but he had his start in advertising, moved into animation, and then comics. And he worked under Bruce Timm with the Batman the Dark Knight, the Batman the Animated Series, and then Batman Beyond, and then he just got into comics and never looked back. Like, he's an incredible comic artist, and I love it because yes, it kind of has this animated style. Darwin Cook stuff has this animated style, but he's also an incredible storyteller, like one of the best storytellers, comic storytellers out there. He did a short story called Batman Ego, which I have. My goodness. This was the story. Oh, I think I did one of my Wednesday comics or something I streamed with you guys. We did a solo. We were looking at DC solo books, and one of them focused on Darwin Cook. So you guys are familiar with his work, but Batman Ego was a huge marker in his career when people were like, who is this guy? Great Batman story. He wrote and illustrated it. So yeah, his storytelling is amazing and his style is great. Most animated style comics don't totally appeal to me all the time. It's like they almost feel like they always like fall in this line of like being too simple. But there's a handful or very few animated style comic artists that I really like. Darwin Cook being one of them, Bruce Timm being another. And those guys know comics. So I think there's something about the way they tell their stories and lay out their pages that take their work to another level. But then people that just have an animated style, it always kind of falls flat for me. Anyway, this was Batman Ego. This came out, I want to say this came out in the 90s. Look at that amazing one-pager right there to summarize Bruce Wayne and what turned him into the Batman. Look at that amazing page. So good. In one image, can you summarize what happened to Bruce Wayne and his parents? It's really great. So it's stuff like that. Like, this is why Darwin Cook was so good. And then he ended up doing DC New Frontier, which was a great miniseries that he did with all the DC characters in it. But yeah, his stuff was amazing. I wish he was still alive. And then the last stuff that he was working on, he was doing a novelization of Parker, which is like a noir detective story. Man, I haven't looked at this book in a while. I love it. So Darwin Cook, look at that Two-Face. It's great. Darwin Cook went on to write and draw this Catwoman series. And it's one of the series, and it was great when he came out with it. I don't know how many issues that he did it all. And then after a certain point, he was just writing it and there was other artists to fill in. Yeah, Alex Toth, Bruce Timm, they're all like influences in his work. And he redesigned Catwoman. Like, he was the one who designed her with these cool goggles and the like suit, the way that it is. She went from the like sexy vixen to this like cat burglar feel to her stuff. So I've always loved this series. And when I found out that they were compiling it into this digest compact comic format, I was like, that's cool. But I have most of all of this in going back to my conversation of like, do you just buy individual issues? Do you get it compiled? Like, I have all of these individual issues. This is a graphic novel that I have on my shelf. So I was like, why would I ever buy this all in one thing? Like, it's smaller. Would I ever want that? And the answer is no, I wouldn't. And I wouldn't put down money, even though it's only $10, super affordable. These are the other stories that they have in this format. Batman Hush, Wonder Woman Earth 1, Joker story by Brian Azzarello, Harlequin story, Court of Owls. So pretty, like this one, All-Star Superman. All this stuff, they've been... Watchmen, I think they did a version of it in this format. They did a version of... I think Batman Year One they did in this format. So it's kind of cool. I think they're just trying to capture a new audience, like the audiences of young kids that are used to manga style digests. They wanted to capture it. It's kind of smart, to be determined whether or not it was successful or not, but it's a really affordable price point, $10. But because I already own many copies of this in different formats, different graphic novel formats, different individual issues. I never was like, well, okay, I'll buy it in a smaller digest format. However, this was in the sale rack for $5. And then today is 50% off the price of the sale book. So basically I bought this for $2.50. That made it worth it for me. $2.50 to have it all in this format. It's kind of cool. The paper is like not glossy stock. It's like this cheaper paper stock, which is probably why they can keep the cost down. So anyway, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to have it all together in one shebang. But you can see Darwin Cook's style and his storytelling is great. And he was a very, very good writer too. So not only as an artist, but just capturing the stories and how he told the stories was awesome. So yeah, this is the compilation that I got. And it is kind of cool that it's all together in one place. Doesn't take up as much room as all the other versions that I have. Really cool. Pseudo manga. Yeah, exactly. Emo Trash says, you can get caught in the apocalypse with me, Rocky. I'm a total pro. Mark's Music Obsession says he has no normal sleeping time at the moment. Street Smarts in your mind, Cranberry Langers, is having clean pants. I mean, clean legs. Is that Street Smarts? You're just really afraid of the dirt, I think what it is. Oh my goodness. I 100% guarantee we will still see women in crop tops and booty shorts in an actual apocalypse. That's right. You can't take the booty shorts. You can take the booty shorts out of the apocalypse. You can take the apocalypse out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Oh my goodness. I give her a 10% chance of living for the next 2 years in Geiger world. No more. It's a bold statement there. Definitely has the the animated series feel. It does, yeah. So he trained with Bruce Timm, was working closely with Bruce Timm on stuff. But I'd argue, like, especially when he got to this Catwoman, he took his style in a different direction than Timm, even though they have similar influences and are both great comics artists. But he took his style. He went more gritty. His artwork was a lot more gritty. Bruce Timm's stuff is a lot cleaner. And he told these great stories of kind of pulpy detective stories. It was obvious he loved like film noir and this like in the dregs of society kind of stories. This character Slam Bradley, he just did some solo stories which are included here of Slam Bradley. And then Parker, the book Parker. Do I have that on my shelf? Yep. The book Parker is all about like the pulpy noir. I mean, there's so many volumes of Parker out right now. I don't own any of them. This is the only one I own right now. But look at this style. It's great. So cool. And so he was taking the original novels by Richard Stark and then turning them into graphic novels. It's awesome. Yeah, I love Darwin Cook, man. So this is that compilation. Got it for $2.50. I mean, you can't beat that price. And it's kind of cool to see it all together. At one point, so here's the start of the series. These were all like graphic novels. They put it in like chronological order, I guess, as far as the story's going. But this was the first issue of Catwoman, the Catwoman series that he did. And the kind of cool thing was Mike Allred, who created Madman, inked him. And so that's an interesting combo because Mike Allred is a lot cleaner of an inker than Darwin Cook is. This is like Mike Allred's inks on Darwin Cook. And then this is like Darwin Cook's kind of inking style. So you can tell it's like a little bit more rougher and chunkier. Allred's a lot more simpler and refined, I would say. But it still looked cool. It was a really cool combo. And then there's her new costume, the first reveal of her costume. It's awesome. I loved his Catwoman. It's great. You can tell he was so good at storyboarding. It just reads like a storyboard. Yeah, his pacing is awesome. And I think it helped too that he was the writer, so it's like both of those things were working in tandem with each other for his stories. He can control like the pace. He also did a whole run on The Spirit. Will Eisner's The Spirit, a kind of a revamp of The Spirit in his style. He did a long run on that. And then after a while, they had another artist jump in here. Yeah, here. This is awesome. This is Paul Pope, just for a cover. It's great. Brad Rader and Cameron Stewart. And this is kind of where I fell off on the series. It was a different feel, different look. They were trying to do the Darwin Cook thing, but I fell off on this. I stopped collecting this book when Darwin was off of art duties. I mean, it's still cool. They tried to do the Darwin Cook thing. Anyway, it's a lot of content, a lot of issues, all in one little digest format. There we go. There, this is New Frontier. This is the whole series that Darwin did. I have a whole huge, they call it like the ultimate edition or something of this. It's a really big format and it's beautiful. So $2.50 for that. You can't beat that. Catwoman, Trial of the Catwoman. DC Compact Comics. Rocky has a second home for his comic library. I know. It's ridiculous. And every time I'm like, okay, I added this shelf. Now, like, this will last me for a while. It fills up really fast. It's ridiculous. That's a great deal. Yep. Still on about scantily clad girls. Cranberry won't let it go. He won't let it go. He's all about the pants. He wants all his ladies to wear pants in the apocalypse. I wouldn't like dirt in my shoes, clothes. You are correct on that. You're not going to survive, Cranberry. I don't think you're going to survive in a post-apocalyptic world. Just saying. Yeah. I think you can really play around with. I'm going to pull out this Darwin Cook DC Frontier. I'll show you guys a few pages because it's some of Darwin Cook's best work. What's up, Mighty Geek Studios? Good to see you again. DC Comics manga-sized books. Yeah. Do you like them? When I'll go get this book. Let me know what your opinion is on those manga style. I think it's I'd love to know the metrics, the data on if this is worth them printing them out like this. For me, it kind of, as a collector, as a lover of the original runs, I feel like seeing Watchmen at this size wasn't that great for me, or like Batman Year One wasn't that great for me because it's like smaller and kind of devalues the size of the artwork. But there is something to having it all compiled together. There's something to that. And the price point is kind of unbeatable. Like if this was $5 more, like $15, I'd hesitate even more, but $10 for that much is pretty good. Okay, let me go get that book. So, oops, just put that in. Cranberry says, I like Catwoman with the goggles and less of the shoulder pad look. Yeah. Yes, I do. I do want them to wear pants. Mighty Geek Studios says some of them are good. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me zoom out just a little bit here. I'm trying to buy Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 a little bit more time, but we got to get to the unboxing. All right, this is the New Frontier Absolute Edition. This has been in my collection for a long time. They've come out with a few versions of this, but this I think was the first time they came out with the Absolute Edition. The cool thing about this is it has slipcase cover. How cool is that? Beautiful illustration by Darwin Cook on the slipcase cover. And it's this super deluxe hardbound version here, along with a bookmark, like a little cloth bookmark that comes with it. But here is the best of Darwin Cook's work. I mean, get out of town. This is so good. So he tells this really epic storyline that just ties together so many different characters and characters in the DC universe. And it's just super dramatic, and the time period is a time period that Darwin Cook loves. It's kind of like post-World War time period. But it's incredibly cinematic. A lot of these like widescreen panels he did all throughout this book. Love this. Whoops. I love this 3-panel thing here, sequence. This is awesome, man. I got to read this again too. And this was just a bunch of characters called the Losers, which were from an old DC. Their old DC property. But look at this sequence. He's kind of narrating this whole time, and they're stuck in this world with dinosaurs, and basically no way out. They're all getting killed. And so this is his last kind of hurrah. John Cloud like jumps into the mouth of the T-Rex, and he like lets go of all the pins in his grenades, and then they show you I am John Cloud. You see like the shadow of like his the helmets of his the people in his company, and then it says John Cloud was a loser because they were called the Losers. So dramatic. Really cool. So yeah, the whole book's like this, and his renditions of like, here's Green Lantern. So he kind of ties in their origins. It has somewhat of like a Watchmen vibe to it. This is Green Lantern's origins. Oh, I'm sorry, Martian Manhunter. Here's Superman. Look at this Wonder Woman. She's kind of chunky. It's really cute. Still sexy, but like kind of chunky. It's great. This is a great, great book. And it was by far Darwin Cook's best stuff, in my opinion. So, yeah. Highly recommend it. What more can I say? It's great stuff. Colors are awesome in this. And this is a great format. And so, see, like, here's Darwin Cook's, same guy, same artist, but it's like 60% the size. And there's something about this size, which it's not even original art size, but it's bigger than a graphic novel size. That just makes it feel so much more epic. But this didn't cost $10. Cost a lot more than $10, and this would be difficult to walk around the train station with. So I can see why they do that. But part of me is like, it takes away from the experience. Oops. Takes away from the experience. So interesting conversation of huge, larger than life size versus compact. What's the benefits? The pros and cons of both. All right. Seems Emo's system has crashed out. R.I.P. Emo. The New Frontier cover art is amazing. It really is. It's really good. Guy lighting the cigarette page was great. Yep. There he is.
How do you say monkey in French?
Cranberry Lander says, I remember critiquing some of those pages. Rocky had a good resource to study. It's amazing. It's amazing. It teaches great storytelling. For me, it's like not just great art, which it has, but the storytelling and the pacing, the layouts, the camera angles, the coloring, all of it are just 10 out of 10 for Darwin Cook right there. So Mr. Monkey Boy, 1969, we've been waiting for you because I wanted to get to this unboxing. I have one more back issue, but I'm going to jump to the unboxing because people have been waiting. And the reason I bring this up, not to draw attention, but the reason I bring this up is because I think that this is a bande dessinée. Watch it not be a bande dessinée. And then all of this will be for naught. So, but I'm going to skip the one back issue that I had. If we have time, I'll circle back around to it. But let's get into this unboxing. Nope, this is what, yes, this is what I thought it was going to be, so. Hooray. Hooray, hooray. Welcome, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. Welcome to this. Booyah. So, this is called Caza, Arkadi and the Lost Titan. And I have never heard of this book before or this series, but this is one that is popular, is very popular in Europe and they did a Kickstarter. I think it was through Kickstarter, but a crowdfunded thing recently where they were talking about the Humanoids Publishing was going to compile this whole series together. And they said it's one of the classic sci-fi series of all time. And I'm like, how have I never heard of it? And it was first published through there in the 80s through French. They call it the French counterpart, Les Humanoids of the French counterpart of Humanoids Publishing. And I guess the author, let's see, principal author for Metal Hurlant, which was one of the big books in the 70s, sci-fi comics in the 70s. Mobius was huge in that. Is a compilation of this story. So look how thick this is. So I mean, this is going to be a monster to get through, to read through, but it's a beautiful format. It's a nice, like, glossy printing. These, like, eggy things here. So Jean-Pierre Dionnet, never heard of him. Philippe Drouillet, have definitely heard of him. He's still alive, and he actually posts on social media quite a bit. I follow him. And Mobius founded Les Humanoids Associés, which later renamed Humanoids for its international incarnation. And then they released Metal Hurlant, the magazine that had all these sci-fi artists, pop culture, blah, blah, blah. Heavy metal magazine, we all know here in America. And then this guy, the author, Philippe Caza, was one of the main artists. And I've never heard of him before. Gosh, my cat is snoring. So here it is. And you can see the, like, Mobius-ness of the artwork. Wow. And I think this is the first time it's compiled like this for English too. So, wow, this is one thick mama jama. Let's see, Cranberry Langers. This is a post-apocalyptic world. I mean, I guess she's wearing pants. Yes, she's wearing pants. Okay. Well, got some clotheslessness. So there's one against your theory. Yeah, these people are rarely clothed. Or maybe it hasn't hit post-apocalyptic yet. This is beautiful. Wow, look at the colors on this. Look at that use of red right there. And like these glowing eyes in this blue world. This is crazy good. The paper is this, it's not a glossy stock. It's more of a matte stock, but it's not cheap either. It's got a good weight to it. But the colors are incredibly vibrant. Oh, whoa. More non-pantsing Cranberry Langers. Wow, look at these colors. Look at those blues and oranges. Man. This is great. I'm very, very excited about this. This is amazing. And for something I've never heard of, this is crazy. And this came out in the 70s, 80s? My gosh. Stuff in the nows don't even look this good. This kind of has like Mobius flavor to it. More pantsless stuff, Cranberry. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Whoa. Jeez Louise. What's going on in this story? She's not wearing pants, Cranberry. I mean, she's royalty, so maybe. She's not out in the dirt. Yeah, I can for sure see the Druillet influence, or they must have been contemporaries, right? So, and the Mobius influence. Hello. There's a lot of that going on. Those French. This is awesome. Awesome cover. Yeah, this feels Mobius-ish. Mobius-ish. She's got like some feels like some Kirby influence there. It's like this huge space opera, desert, sci-fi epic. I've never seen anything like this. Wow. It's like Medusa, but like sci-fi Medusa. There's a lot of heads getting cut off in this story too. So let me just fast forward here. How many pages is this? Dear Lord. This is a 508 page. I mean, the story, if it's all one story, 508 page. I can't even get one page done in 1 week. 508 pages is insane. Cool. Acrylic painting. Here's the drawing and acrylic painting. Beautiful. Oop. Hello. Great drawings here. All right. This is a quote for you, Cranberry. I'm going to zoom in here. You can read it yourself. Here we go. This is for you, Cranberry. There is no indication here of pants. As we're talking about pants. How would you know if a character had Lois Lane's legs? If they were wearing pants for the desert? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. So, I don't know. Caza agrees with me. This is awesome. I'm assuming he's still alive, but this just seems like his magnum opus, this story right here. And they compile it all in this one book, which I have no idea where in my shelf this will fit, but it is insane and beautiful. And I hope the story's good. It looks amazing. Boom. There you go. You're welcome, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. There's your bande dessinée fix. Yes. California Association of Zoos and Aquariums. No, that's his name, Caza, or his moniker at least. That, yes, very well known for their French comics. I'm a fan. A little too zoo-themed for my taste, though, Mr. Monkey Boy. Philippe Caza-Mailloux. All right, wow, you know him. That's a European book. Chant. That's right. That's right. He knows them. That's like saying, I wonder why all these 1500s Japanese comics have all these people wearing kimonos. I tend not to go for humanoids because of someone's involvement with them. What do you mean? After all that? Are you just like, after all that? We were waiting for you? What? They're French. I know. That's what makes it awesome. This is an awesome book, by the way. That's why I love European works. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Definitely a marathon read. Yes. It's a bummer there's not more of this quality in the popular American market. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Like my trip to France showed me firsthand the breadth and depth of what comics can do, that the rest of the world acknowledges comics can do, is eye-opening when you see how the rest of the world does it. And for this kind of book to exist and to be like somebody's lifelong work, and I'm pretty sure he did well for himself producing this book. It's great. It's really great. There's just so much artistry and beauty. Not to knock the superhero books that we grew up with here, like Fat Batman. I love Fat Batman. But, I mean, this kind of work is, I keep opening to the nudie pages. My apologies. But this kind of work is just, unfathomable to me. And this is just like everybody draws like this in Europe, in France. They're all doing this. Oh, yeah, Mobius? Yeah, but check out this guy. Like, he's done 500 bajillion pages of this stuff. And it's all good. It's really good. Man, oh man, this is a great spread. Spread out over many albums. Yes. Yeah, he didn't do it all at once. I don't know. I haven't read yet, but I don't know how much time he spent on this. He colored the first 6 chapters himself using traditional painting methods. Dang it. While the remainder was colored digitally. First chapter published 30 years. He spent over 2 decades completing this 528-page saga. 20 years. Oh my gosh. But how many followers does he have on YouTube, huh? Tell me that. It's crazy. 20 years. Dang. 20 years, 520 pages. 520 pages. Let's do some quick math. So let's say 530 divided by 20. Oops. 26, approximately 26 pages a year. Is that right? 26 pages a year. Wow, he did 1 comic a year. So I guess that's not that bad. I guess his speed wasn't that much. It took him 20 years to do 520 pages. They're amazing pages though. Wow, look at that. That's so cool. I love the traditional painting in that. It was awesome. I love it. I'm excited. Very excited to read this. Cranberry Langer's already read that quote. I'm going to give you this, Cranberry. That's what I think of your sand pants, dude. Ayo, what the heck? Lois's legs and Superman's shoulders. I'm just... I don't know if it's in the same character. That would be kind of weird. Because she wears pants, and you can roughly tell that people's legs look like when they wear pants. Except for Superman's shoulders part, I agree. That is kind of weird and funny. Okay, so I just filling out this, responding to a text. He's alive, born in 1941. Nice. It's good. It's good. What? It's an aesthetic choice, and my point is ruined. You've won, Rocky. There we go. That's what I needed to hear. Yes, nothing against Caza or the creators. Oh, okay. I'm interested now. This is intriguing. What is this? What is this beef you have with humanoids? Point is made. How dare you? That is the first argument I think I've won in like 40 years. Rocky skipped right over Comrade Sammy's acknowledgement. I may be right. I see how it is. Wait, what? What are you talking about? This? That acknowledgement? I'm sorry, John. I missed it, John. I missed it. My apologies. Bande dessinée is not built in a day. It's true. I think that but my guess is, I could be totally wrong on this, but my guess is that they treat their artists way better there, and that you can spend a little bit more time on a book and still make a living. My guess. I don't know. I could be totally wrong about that. It could be just as difficult as it is here, but I just feel like the way that comics and the creators are lauded in Europe, from my perspective that I've seen, it just feels totally different. Just kind of tying into the conversation we were talking about with Rob Liefeld, like how many like billions do you need to make on your movies that are off the backs of these creators that put in the time and the creative energy to create lasting, memorable characters that we all know and love, like, and for you not to acknowledge that and or give them financial stability. I've heard story after story of the creators we all know and love not given the credit for their work. And then yet these companies are making billions of dollars and becoming the richest companies in the world because of it. And the creators aren't given credit or their due or even a fat check. So I feel like Europe is different. And that's why you get artists who stick with one property for 20 years and can come out with these epic works that, live on the shelves next to great literary works. I would like to think that they're able to make a living off of that and survive off of that, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Average is an album a year. All right. So I guess that's what he did. Cranberry needs a raspberry. Yeah, what's that? Like I don't know. I still think that soundbite sounds like Rocky. I have been known to give a wah. They do treat their artists better in France. Rocky, you skipped this one. Comrade Sammy, think John is right. Bet Emo's system crashed out. Oh, okay. You are right, John. Emo's system crashed out. Sorry I missed that. Yep. There's so many people that are like winning arguments right now that I'm not even a part of. So that's less of comic stigma in France. There's less of a comic stigma in France than there is in the US. Yes, absolutely. Europe is weird. Yes, you should live there, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. I'm back from eating and watching Son's State of Play. Sony's State of Play. What is that? What's Sony's State of Play? Welcome back, Art and Times of J. Ryan. You missed the epic Arkadi and the Lost Titan by this artist named Caza. This beautiful book, 520 something pages, 20 years of work compiled right here. If you had 20 years of comics, would it look like this? Would it be this thick? You think of that, and then you think of all the work Mobius did. Yeah. 20 years of your life reduced to this. This is amazing, but that's 20 years of his life right here. It's pretty awesome and scary. Going back to my other point, like, you just got to put the stuff out there, because you stressing about the 1 page, the 2 page, And this is what 20 years looks like. You got a long way to go. He skipped mine and read yours. Yep. Thicker, even thicker. Oh my gosh. All right. So that was the unboxing. You saw the comics, saw the used book. Let's see, what time is it? 3:55 my time. All right, I'll throw this in. We can do it. This is the last book I picked up on the bargain rack. This is a Mark Millar book, Starlight. And somebody recommended that I get this book, and I never picked it up. But now that it was on the bargain rack, cover price is $14.99. The sale price was $7. And then with the additional 50% off, the grand total of $3.50 for this book. I love Mark Millar as a writer. One of the modern, current, prolific writers of comics today. He's got creates great characters, really hard-hitting stuff, and he's got a great YouTube channel as well that I've watched frequently. And he's super smart. He's got a great beat on comics and just loves comics, and has built a multi-million-dollar empire on his stories. The reason why I was very interested in picking this one up is because the artist, Goran Parlov, who surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, funny enough, has a very Euro Mobius kind of style. And I've seen some of his other work, and it's less Mobius-ish than this one. So I think he was kind of leaning into the more Mobius side of his artwork. Probably because there's a sci-fi component to this, but this feels very Mobius to me. The line work feels very Mobius to me. I don't know. This feels very Mobius to me. I'm not sure what his nationality is, but I'm assuming he's European with a name like Goran Parlov. So yeah, this is kind of like, I've read this described as like Mark Millar's version of Flash Gordon. So space adventure, retro space adventure. And I can imagine there's going to be some gnarly villains in here, and then somebody's going to get killed, probably, because that's what Mark Millar does. He kills people in a lot of his stories in violent manners. That's cool. It's really light and gestural, the artwork. This feels like Mobius. I love this main character design too. There's people dying. This guy just got smushed up in a ball. There we go. There's the Mark Millar. It's funny too, because I've seen many interviews with him, and he seems like such a nice dude, but man, does he have like a dark streak in him, like a dark, violent streak. And for those of you who don't know, Mark Millar wrote Wanted and Jupiter's Legacy and Civil War for Marvel, The Ultimates. And then he's created his own universe of Kick-Ass, Kingsman. That's right, the Kingsman. That's what I was trying to think. Nemesis. He just recently did The Ambassadors, and he got bought out. His whole company got bought out by Netflix, so he made tons of money by doing that. So yeah, that's cool. I like Goran Parlov's work. His artwork definitely has a Euro influence to it. It's really fresh. $350, can't beat it. And the cool thing with he did a series a year or so ago called The Big Game, and he brought together all of, okay, here he is. Goran Parlov was born in Croatia. There we go. Moved to Italy, trained in Italy, and then he worked on Y the Last Man, Terminator, Black Widow, Punisher. Oh yeah, he did a Punisher run. Now he's back in Zagreb. The cool thing about Mark Millar is, oh yeah, so he did this series called The Big Game about a year plus ago. Oh, hey, look, Rob Liefeld. And the awesome thing was he took all of these storylines and kind of merged them into this huge epic final battle. And it was great. It was kind of cool to see it tie in. So I do remember him kind of bringing in this character, Duke McQueen, into that world briefly. So I've never read the backstory of him. So this will be cool to like fill in the gap for me, because most of the storylines in The Big Game I hadn't read. Like I knew Wanted, I knew I was reading Ambassadors at the time, I knew Nemesis, but all the other ones he kind of crammed them all in into this one storyline, this like epic universal battle. Cranberry Landers hated Civil War and the Ultimates. There you go. Flash Bannon or Race Gordon? Right. Race Gordon. Bancroft is having art share, which I love, in just over an hour. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to be wrapping up here, so jump over to Bancroft and his art share. That'd be awesome. Looks a lot like Race Bannon from Johnny Quest. Yes, definitely all influences into that like retro sci-fi world. MMO is telling you to wrap this up in just over an hour. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm wrapping it up. Oh, yeah. Cranberry Landers said he hated Civil War and the Ultimates. And hate most of his stuff, actually. I like his artist, though. Really? You hate his stuff, huh? Not wanting Rocky to end a stream. Not as excited about weather after nightfall. No. It's okay. I'm ending soon, Mark. Thank you. I didn't think you said that. People are just putting words in your mouth. Tell us how you really feel, Cran. That's not Rob Liefeld. Guy has feet. Stop it. He does have feet. I mean, everybody always ragged on Rob Liefeld's feet. I always thought the way he drew fists were weirder. That's a really weird fist right there. But yeah, I always thought the way he drew fists were weirder than his feet. But there you go. I think he writes well. I just hate his work. Many people love his work. I can see that. His work is not for everyone. And I don't blanket love all his stuff either. But I do love a lot of the characters and just the premises, the story premises he creates. Like there's that book he's writing now called Magic Order. It's gone through several volumes. And I really like it because it's like all magicians and magic, but not like Harry Potter-ish. It's like they're kind of guardians of the world and they only protect against magic threats. And then there's like an evil gang of magic people. So I just love that. And then he's doing a book also called Nightclub, which is like he merged like Mexican wrestlers and vampires. So yeah, he's got these cool like genre bending takes on stories. And he's always kind of twisting them, putting them, like turning them on their head a little bit. So that's the aspect of Mark Millar that I like. Like he shocks you and surprises you with some of his story ideas. Hey, you like what you like, Cran? No worries. Wow, that sounds like a reasonable response, Art in Times of J-Ran. We know we're not going to flame him. We're going to try and convince Cranberry Langers that Mark Miller, liking Mark Miller is like liking women who don't wear pants in the post-apocalyptic world. That's our job. Some serious storms coming in for Mark. Hang in there. Batten down the hatches, Mark. Music Obsession. So glad to see you, Mark. Hope you are doing well. New Spring Ball page 1 is sick. Shanth. You want to send it to me? You tease? Send it to me. I will share it with the stream. Huh? I'll give you a countdown of 3 minutes. If you want, I can share it with the stream. Shanth. You cannot drop that grenade in the chat and then not back it up with some proof. That's all I'm saying. Help me out, chat. Help me out. What do you think? John says that was mean. These are your fans. These are your friends, Shanth. Can't do that. You cannot do that. I wouldn't pants in the apocalypse. He's a great world builder. Mark Miller is. Yes, he is. I like a lot of his world, just not his pants. I get it. For my own... Sorry, guys. See what Sean says. I'm sorry. I can't wait to see the text. Superman building makes a cameo in the first page of Spring Ball. It better. Superman building from Providence, Rhode Island. The row. Come on, Shanth. So excited, everybody. Has everybody signed up for Shanth's Spring Ball campaign? He's just got the sign up right now. Hasn't officially launched the campaign, but he's got the sign up. Please sign that up. Somebody drop the link in the chat. Sign up for that campaign because I guarantee you it's going to be amazing. And you guys are going to love it. And it's going to be a side of Shanth. Not a physical side of Shanth. Well, maybe it will be. No, it's going to be an aspect of Shanth and his art that will blow you away and will be so different from what you know already. And you've seen a lot from Shanth. And you've probably even seen sample pages of Spring Ball that he shared on stream. But I guarantee you, seeing that book will just amaze you. And you will not believe that it's the same dude who did Nosfera the Crypt Walker. So sign up for that book, Spring Ball, when it will launch. I don't know when that will launch. I'm going to just say it's going to launch tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. But just sign up for it so you get notified when it does launch because it's going to be great. And I'm so excited to see Spring Ball take new life in this version of the world. Because when Spring Ball came out, when Shanth first published it, it was amazing and it was awesome. And he was swinging in a world that was like not ready for Spring Ball. And I think he did great during that. But now to see where Shanth is and just to see the community of independent comics that he has helped build in his own channel, it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. And I can't wait till when he sends me the script for the short story that I'm going to draw for him. Right, Shanth? We're just teasing and like twisting arms left and right here on this stream. Thank you, Timmy Mello. There's the link. Sign up for Shanth's Spring Ball Terminal Monstrosity #1. Get out of town. It's going to be the best thing you guys put money to. All right, John needs the bolt. See you later, John. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I'm sorry I missed a couple of your chats here and there. Not on purpose, but hopefully we straighten that out. That's right. The Providence, the Pro. No, I'm just making it up. Like Mock said, tease. Mark's Music Obsession says, Michael Bancroft. What's up, Michael Bancroft? Just the next time I heard you are getting ready for your art share stream.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Michael Bancroft, we met another Australian yesterday on my Master Study stream last night named Jeffrey Beats, who had never... He said he wasn't your next door neighbor. I thought all you Australians know each other. So anyway, we told him about your channel. Maybe he signed up. Maybe you'll see him tonight. Who knows? He's a good guy, good dude. He was helping us understand what a bogan was. So it was good. It's nice meeting him. Thank you for showing up. Have a great stream later. For those of you, as we end this, go join Michael Bancroft's stream. His art share stream, always fun. He does that with Rob, the Replicator. Join his stream. Be really good. The book is Balls to the Walls. That's not what I would think you would describe something as eloquent as Springball Terminal Monstrosity. The next one should be Springball number 2, Balls to the Walls. Just keeping it real. Gatekeeping Springball Promise. Oh my gosh. I'm sure Shant will do moderately well with Springball. Yeah, he's going to do great. Michael Bancroft. Let me see. What is this link? This better be good. Oh, art share. Nice. Nice. That's the link. There you go. Thank you, Michael Bancroft, for posting that. That is the link for his stream that is happening in... Wait. Sorry, I got to click on that link again. Happening in less than an hour, guys. So it gives you guys a chance to grab a bite to eat. Wait, what time is it for people? Yeah, it's dinner time. Grab a bite to eat and then go join that stream. They're really fun. They're loads of fun and a great way to see new art. And Michael and Rob are both hilarious. Doesn't even know who I am. I know, right? Absolutely. Outrageous. Yeah. It's unfathomable. I was gobsmacked last night when I asked him. He didn't know. He'll get good at it someday. He's already pretty good at kids' books art. Shant and Jetty. Maybe he might be able to copy Dilbert and Kathy art soon. Need another one of these. Springball 2, Balls Harder. Oh my gosh. Get your popcorn, folks. Hail all. Much love to you all. Here's our notes from today. We're going to check these things out. Black Butler anime. Samari and the Guardian of the Forest Saga. All manga anime today. I'll check those out. Thank you guys for the suggestions. Yeah. As if I needed a link for art share. Mark's Music Obsession says. I'll try and swing by if I can. I'm not 100% sure if I can. My evening schedule is a little bananas. But my evening schedule is a little balls to the walls, if you catch my drift. Shant's art is amazing and fantastic. Cranberry Langers, such a good dude. Mind-bending, and Springball will no doubt be as amazing as his usual fantastic art. Yep. No teaser. Coffeezilla. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll write it down. That's right. Coffeezilla. Comrade Sammy. I may have missed your comment earlier. Coffeezilla or Gojirazilla, right? Coffeezilla. I'll check out that channel. No idea what that is, but I'll check it out. Your art is art exhibit worthy and some of the best art I've seen in my life, Shant. I'm just messing with you. Wow. I can feel the love. Can feel the love. Not the pants, but I can feel the love. Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming. This was super fun. We had a lot that we went through, but it was all really cool, all worth it, in my opinion, at least. And it was so fun having you guys here and checking it all out with me and sharing it all out with me. 477 subscribers. We're on our way to 500. Tell your friends. Tell your bogan friends. I don't, it doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. Ballzilla. Winner. That is a winner. I love it. Spring Ball 2 Ballzilla. That wins. You got it. But yeah, hit that like. Please, thank you very much. I would appreciate it. And join me, notifications, blah, blah, blah. Join me for the next thing will probably be Master Study. We're going to get into inking the Steranko page. Finished the pencils last night. I just got to prep it, and then we'll get into the inking. I got to get reading some of these books. I got way too many books that I'm behind on. But I hope you guys have a great evening. Have fun on Bancroft's show. If I don't pop in, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great one. Happy Wednesday. See you later.